Hi everyone, it's Luke here and welcome back to another video. Now today, I do apologise, I'm being a cliche YouTuber and doing 5 things I hate about my car. Now, the car in question is of course my Audi A1 1.4 S-Line Style Edition. Bit of a mouthful, I know. Now although the title suggests otherwise, I do actually love this car to bits. But I thought that I would do this video just for anyone who's looking for an A1, looking to buy one and wants to know the slight defects of the car, because I mean every car has their defects. So without further ado, let's hop in the car and get this video underway. So the first issue I have with the car is actually the ride quality. You can avoid this by obviously not going for the S-Line model, because the S-Lines, like this one, have the sport suspension. Now pretty much it's only an issue for me really because I live in the middle of nowhere and there's potholes everywhere. So I find myself bouncing around all the time, which I know it's not a huge issue because a lot of cars do have poor suspension, but it's just something which kind of gets on my nerves sometimes when, especially when I'm trying to record some steady footage. So yeah, like I said, it can be avoided by obviously opting for, I think they call it the Sport, so it'll have the softer suspension and will obviously have a smoother ride. So the second thing I hate about my car is the sticky windowsills. Now this is an issue which affects pretty much every single A1. I think it's just the way they're made, and when the glue or like the rubber around the windows gets used or it gets warm under the sunlight or whatever, it pretty much kind of melts slightly, I think, and it makes it stick to the actual window. So when you open the window, it kind of opens with a bit of a bang. But yeah, again, it's not a huge issue, and as you can probably tell, I can't really find many major issues with the car, because all in all it's great. But this video isn't about all of the good things about the car. It is about the bad, unfortunately. I'm sorry car, you are great. So swiftly moving on to the third thing I hate about my car, and that is kind of the multimedia system. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the actual design of it or the lack of things that it can do, but there's kind of just a little glitch with it, I think. Because one day I was just driving along the motorway, I had my music on as I normally do when I'm driving, and the whole system just completely crashed. Now it's only ever done that once, so again, it's not a huge issue, but I think it's just some sort of issue with the main control panel, and I think it can be solved with some sort of software update, because that happened quite a few months ago now, and since then it's had a service, so I think they've sorted that. So the fourth thing that I hate about my car is probably the biggest issue for me, and again it's something that affects every single A1, and that is the fuel economy. Now the size of the tank I don't think is too bad, but I think it's just the reading that you get of how much fuel you've got. Now at the moment I've got 80 miles of a tank which holds about 325, but when it goes below 100 miles range, the reading gets really inaccurate and actually goes down a lot quicker. So my advice for anyone who's actually got an A1 that's watching this, and you probably already know, is fill up when it's got about 60, maybe 50 miles of range left, because I find myself doing a simple journey of say 10 miles and it's taken 20 to 25 miles out of the range. But then again, when the car's got kind of a full tank, say it's got 300 miles or 200 miles in the tank, it doesn't go down as quick, which is weird. So to me that indicates that it's some sort of sensor in the fuel tank which just is a bit inaccurate when the fuel gauge is below 100. But yeah, for me I think that's probably the biggest issue I've got with the car. I noticed it as soon as I got it. In fact, the first video I made, I mentioned how the fuel gauge was going down so quickly.
Please refuel. Oh, come on. Oh, I forgot you had to deal with that when you drive. Oh, shoot, it's gone down to 30 miles now. Christ. Is that about being good on fuel? From 35 to 30 in the space of half a mile.
So the fifth and final problem that I've got with the car is actually the sat-nav. Now the readout of it is not great because sometimes, especially when I'm driving in London, most of the time I have no idea where I'm going, so I have to rely on the sat-nav. But sometimes when I'm going through all the streets and stuff, it swaps it kind of like changes the orientation, so I'm driving towards myself on the screen, whereas normally on sat navs you're kind of following. I don't really know what I'm on about, to be honest. But also, I was going up to London once, and part of the M3 was shut, and of course there were some diversions, luckily. But my sat nav just completely said there is no routes whatsoever for getting to London, because I was going to London. And it was really weird. It did not want to calculate anything. Even when I went around the diversion and was back on the normal route to London, it said, sorry, there is no routes available to get to this location. And it only actually worked when I was 2 miles away from central London. And like most of the problems in this video, it only happened once. I mean, I've had the car nearly a year now. I think I've had it about 11 months. And it's only ever done that once, along with the other issues I mentioned earlier on the video. But it was just really annoying, and I actually had to rely on my girlfriend's phone, the sat nav on her phone, in order to get myself into London. So yeah, there we are. That is 5 things I hate about my Audi A1. Now, if you did enjoy the video and you want me to do 5 things I love about my A1, then make sure you leave a like. And if the video gets above 100 likes, I will do 5 things I love about my car. Because it's actually quite a fun video to make. I now understand why all the YouTubers do it now. But I like to give you guys an insight of a car which you could potentially be buying, because I know I did a review on the car saying that is this the ultimate first car, and obviously you do need to know the pros and cons if you are looking at one. But yeah, that is it for this video. Slightly shorter one than normal, but if you did enjoy it, please do make sure you leave a like. But while you're at it, please do make sure you are subscribed to the channel for plenty more videos to come soon. I actually mentioned on my social media not long ago that I'm trying to get into a schedule of uploading 2 videos each week, or at least 2 videos each week. So make sure you're following all my social medias, which will be shown at the bottom of the screen now. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time.